What's going on, guys? My name's Zach. Welcome to this fitting guide, I would suppose you would call it. It's not really a guide, it's just something I've been playing with for the last few days, which is the thorax hull, but we're going for the faction Vigilant and the Deimos, which is the T2 heavy assault cruiser variation. And I've been flying the Deimos a little bit differently, and the Vigilant with the rails and stuff, I think that's a little bit more common than what it used to be, but very good ships. And if you've just watched the last video, I probably uploaded it like very recently, like yesterday or something, you'll see that I was in the Vagabond and I got absolutely wrecked by that gang when I did the live roam thing. So I was chatting to A-Dog afterwards, well this is like now, and we got talking about, like, I know I'm not the world's like greatest PvPer or anything, but I think I would do a lot better like skirmishing wise, like in the Vagas and stuff, if I had like a little bit extra speed. And I really can't be asked to be dragging like me alt around with links and shit. Like, nah, it's too much of a hassle, like personally, for me to do. I mean, other people do it, that's fine, that's great, you know, get all that extra speed and stuff. But last time I used the me link alt, I forgot I had him the first time, and he got dunked in some random system. And the second time I needed the links, he was like 10 jumps away, so I'm bad at links as well, guys. That's the main problem behind that shit. But I may have to start doing it to get the fights I like against the gangs and stuff. So like I said, I was chatting to A-Dog, and we're going on about like the Vigilant and the Deimos and what trade-offs they've got with each other. Like, why is the Vigilant better over the Deimos or vice versa and stuff. So as I've been flying them the last few days, especially on Twitch TV, guys, slash Epic Zach, I've been flying these two ships. They're very expensive. Been flying them around, very, very good. I've had some really awesome fights in the Deimos especially, to be honest. The Vigilant not so much, I just keep getting dunked in that like usual. But the Deimos is really good, and the fit's pretty nice as well. Again, more tank, less DPS, and a little less speed than the Vigilant, where the Vigi's got like all that like crazy destruction power and the crazy webs and things. So I've got the fits pretty much ready to go. We're going to go over them now, and we'll see what you think, guys, because like the verdict I've came up with, the Vigilant's pretty good for solo, but you've just got to really be careful what you're fighting. Anything with like projection over say 30k, you're going to be struggling because the tank is very light on it. And the Deimos, where having the extra tank, it's sort of alright for soloing and stuff. I found it a little bit harder to sort of skirmish around things and get positioning because it's a little bit slower, but still not too bad. So I would probably take the Deimos in a gang, like a small gang with some support. Would be a really good like situation for it. But let's start with the Deimos, guys. Let's get in the Deimos because it's super nice. Got the fit already here, so we'll just go on it like piece by piece. So we've got 250 rails. We've got to get all that damage in, especially on the Deimos, where you could probably drop down to 200s on the Vigilant, not lose too much. Again, given other trade-offs and things, which we'll get to. So we've got 250 rails. The ammo we're going to be using for the most part. In fact, let's just chuck one of each in there. So we've got the spike as well, really good. That range and stuff, and the antimatter. And obviously you can take like whatever else you need. So the ammo and stuff, we'll just chuck these on as well. Obviously gives different like optimals and things. So we'll just start with the rig again. Sorry guys, I know it's a little bit like off the cuff, this one. So we've got a hybrid locust coordinator T2. And that gives us optimal range bonus on the rails, which is 20%, that's quite a lot. So the standard with thorium without the rig is like 31 optimal, where with the rig we get 37 optimal and a 60 kilometer fall off, which isn't too bad. Tracking's pretty like temperamental and stuff. Obviously you need to watch where you fly and try and match transversals as best you can, which I found in the last few days streaming and stuff with it. But it's really good. With the spike, we're getting a fall off of 100 and optimal range of 77, which is really good because on the Deimos, we're getting 106 kilometer range, like, which is really nice. The Vigilant, not so much, which again we'll get to in a minute. But these are the three ammo types which I take more consistently than others. So let's just pack all these in and we'll go through the stats, for fuck's sake. Let's go, go, go. Right. So spike with the 2 mag stabs, not great, like just under 300 DPS, 278. Remember, we haven't got drones counting into this at all. So that's still not too bad though, guys. We could still do damage to like scepters and things that aren't aware of like the range of this thing, so you can catch people off guard in that respect. And like again, lock range is really good for that style. So let's unpack all this. So yeah, it's a little bit random with it being in the hole there. And the go-to ammo which I've been using for this is the thorium, which we're getting 360.2. Like, we're going to be heating all this like most of the time anyway. So 37k optimal, like I was saying earlier, which isn't too bad. Pretty damn nice. And obviously we can take javelin as well. I'll probably take some of that, but not going to load it up right now. And the antimatter, so we've got 21 optimal and obviously the most DPS out of the 3 types. So that's pretty good. Let's get them unloaded there. So we're just going to put the thorium back in so we can give ourselves a good baseline. Reps, I have been flying this with a pimp rep, but I thought, well, like the pimp rep one had a, instead of the locust, I think I had a nano pump just to give more rep amount, but I think the ancillary is good. I mean, the way we're going to be running this as well is only with a small cap booster. We can't fit the medium on there, which sucks, but we're not going to be using the rep too much, and because of the Deimos' rep bonus, we're going to be getting loads out of that ancillary. It's going to be absolutely crazy. So hopefully skirting around the edges, we're not going to be taking too much damage. And to go with that as well, we're going to back that up with a C-type energized explosive membrane, which takes it right up to 57. And that's from like 10% base, so that's really nice. Again, I really feel like the explosive's quite optional on the Deimos, because we're going to be like kiting out at such range that if you're taking way too much damage, then you can just like easily warp off or whatever, get wrapped up. But it's nice. I mean, we could go for like another nano or whatnot. So we can go nano for sure. We need some agility and a little bit of speed boost, and with that, the mic warp drive. So we went for a Gistium C type, which is 77 mil. And in my opinion, pretty much worth it. You get a 70% less signature bonus, like 430 I think, and the T2 is like 500%. The cap nerf on it is only 7%, where the T2 is 20 I believe now with the new tier side on it. And what else is the activation cost a little bit different as well. So I think for the 77 mil, we're going all in anyway on an expensive ship. Why not give ourselves more chance to get away? And obligatory Federation Navy web, like so good, these things on any ship like you fly, obviously apart from like some cheap scrub frigates. 14k cold range, and overloaded it goes to 18. I mean, that's gonna, well, that's personally saved my life in the game quite a lot of times, so that was a good 70 mil, like well spent. Or 77, however much they're worth. Which is all good. Chip with drones in there. We're going to take some ECs and some acolytes. Dishonor drones and stuff. Drones are pretty good for the harassment factor, especially with the spike and stuff, which is a lot easier to do compared to the Vigilant. We're going to load one nanite. And the last low slot as well, let's talk about damage control versus more speed. So I've got Quave 0 in as well, yeah, you can see it ticking along the top. And at the minute we're going 2.3, well, just under 2.4 say, with this. And overloaded, it's going to be going pretty close to 3k, if not over, which is really nice. That's very fast for a Deimos especially. But like I was saying earlier, like I feel I need more speed to do just that little bit better. And with the overdrive, I mean, we've already got the polycarbon and the nano, so we're getting some quite good agility there too. So we're just going to go for overdrive instead of a second nano, which pushes us all the way up to 2.6, and overloaded again, that's going to be a lot faster. So this is the way I've been running it, guys, on the stream. I'm sorry I haven't got any footage for you to show you now, but if you tune into the stream, you'll probably see us flying one of these variants a time or two. Now I'll check what ammo in the hold. Yes, we are taking... Oh, not enough space. Let's take 2k of that. And nanite. Take lots and lots of nanite. Like I've been... Since we're going to be overheating quite a lot in this ship, I feel like taking a lot as well as having loads in the rep is going to be quite worth it. So... Some like final thoughts on the Deimos fit. It's obviously not the greatest DPS, and it's not the fastest compared to the Vigilant, but it's got a lot of things going for it that the Vigilant hasn't. So again, we get T2 resists, and we just need like 1 tank mod. The range is a lot better, so with Spike we're getting like 70, I think it was 77k optimal, so you can do a lot of harassment work as well, rather than like having to stay a little bit closer like you do in the Vigilant. And that's where a lot of the fun was had on the stream. Like I was able to just to sit out like 80k and pick scepters and stealth bombers off that weren't awares obviously of the ranges you can get on these things, which is really nice. And yeah, it was lots of fun. So what do you guys think? I'll put the fits up on the screen at the end just so you can see, and I'll probably put some figures of the overloaded bonuses and things. Republic Fleet Warp Disruptor, I forgot to mention, like, it's a super pimp. Big Mike, I'll be proud, I'm putting that on, because he likes his RF points a lot and he gets trolled a lot for using them. So that's the Deimos, guys. So let's move on to the Vigilant, which I think is so much, like the Deimos is good, but the Vigilant's just beast. Just pure beast mode ship. I mean, it just looks epic as well. So one of the main things with the Vigilant, I'm sure you've seen, is the 10% bonus to stasis web effectiveness and top skills that ends up translating into a 90% web, and that's pretty damn epic, especially on the Fed navies, which is always good. And we do get the hybrid fall off bonus as well for the Galante, which is nice. So again, we've got the fit here, a little bit different. We'll just go over the rigs first. We've got auxiliary thruster and a polycarbon, and again the hybrid locus coordinator just for that extra range. I think the range is pretty much identical, to be honest. So let's just start smashing this fit on. 250s again. Mighty warp drive again, same type. It's basically just cut and paste from the Deimos. So we've got all the shinies on there, the ancillary. So this is a bit of a change. We're going 3 mag stabs on this one, and we'll go nano, and we'll go damage control. Now we have got that super explosive hole, and the resists are quite crap, but it's because we're a little bit faster, we can maybe get away from like damaging things a little bit easier than the Deimos can. So like with the Vigilant, you've just got to be a little bit more careful about what you're engaging, and if you're sensible like that, then I'm pretty sure you'll do alright. Again, no room for the medium, but if we drop down to 200s, we could probably put a medium booster in there, and that'll help a rep. And think on, guys, since you're going to be taking a little bit more damage in some cases than like versus the Deimos, we're all going to be repping a lot harder. So keeping an eye on the small cap booster, keeping it overloaded with the 400s, and the less cap nerf from the might warp drive is going to be like a good thing to keep an eye on in this one. I find like running on caps quite hard, and using the thorium again. The thorium actually gets charge info. Let's have a look. There we go. 40% reduced cap need, so we can shoot for a lot longer, which is again the same on the Deimos, which is nice. And the damage, like you can already see, it's absolutely crazy with the thorium. So same ranges, 3760, exactly the same as the Deimos in that regards. Like projection wise, but DPS wise we're getting 538 cold with the 3 mags, and if it was the Deimos we'd still be getting, I think it was 420 on the Deimos, so we're already getting like overloaded Deimos DPS with just 2 mags. So like 3 for the full effect, you're just going to be like 2 shot and scepters and things, again if you can track, because these 250s they don't track very well even on the big targets at range. So that's all nice. Let's just pull this into me hangar a sec, and then we'll do some ammo loading and stuff. So let's get a shot of these. I should have grouped them just to save time, but never mind. Spike, let's have a look at Spike. 435 DPS, and the range again 77 and 100 on the optimal and fall off. But this is the big thing with the Vigilant, where again like running links would be so much better for this ship, because like with the information warfare links you can get like a super long range, which would equal the Deimos, or like get up close to that, like near the 100k mark, and that would be pretty fun. But 61k is like well enough to do some like harassment work with the Spike, and again the DPS isn't too bad at all. In fact, that's quite good for some crazy long range stuff, catching people off guard and things. And the antimatter, this is where it starts to shine. So 689.8, so 690 deeps cold. That's just absolutely crazy. You can do some serious work with this. And with that 90% web, once you get webs on, if you're like ballsy enough to go in, if you're like confident enough to grab something, you can just like hold them, turn your MWD off, keep at range, and then it's GG, good night, like whatever it is. I gave this to Sutonia yesterday. This one of these fits, I'm pretty sure it was this exact fit. And he jumped on an Ishtar that was in a Garistas ratting site, like a Haven or something. And bearing in mind the Garistas do like kinetic and thermal, which is what we shoot on all blasters. Doesn't matter what type of ammo you get. And so obviously the Ishtar was tanked for it, and he fucking absolutely melted him, guys, with the antimatter. Just broke through him like it was nothing, which was quite entertaining to see. It was good, since obviously I'd given him the ship. It was like, yay, go Sutonia. That was a really good, like, good show of force from the Vigilant there, and it just shows you like some of the things you can actually do, which is awesome. And we need some cap boosters for this. Have I got some here? Yeah, we'll get some in a bit. So yeah, Vigilant. Oh, I went over the most important thing, sorry. Keeping in mind, guys, we're still going to be running this with Quaif. So the Vigilance over the Deimos, we get a lot more speed, like 2859, which is pretty epic, and we're going to be just as agile, if not more. I'm not sure on the actual like mass and stuff. Don't go that too far into me theory crafting. But all in all, like, I really feel like the Vigilant, if you're very careful with your fights, like I've been trying to be, you can do some really good solo stuff. Again, you've just got to be wary of your tank and your cap when you're running the booster. And the Deimos, even though you can probably, like, a better pilot than me would probably be able to just wreck all the things with it, I really feel like I would be better off using that in a small gang, because it's pretty expensive to lose, and you could probably change up the foot a little bit if you are in a gang as well, just to like more DPS or even more projection if need be, if you just want to like stay right out and put like a tracking computer on or something like that instead of the point if you're flying with some tackle. So there you go, guys, that's the two ships which I've been playing with this week and will continue to play with until I run out of ISK, which will be pretty soon. But yeah, definitely give them a try, guys. It is a little bit different, especially for the Deimos, and obviously less tanky on the Vigilant, but I'm sure in a small gang format both of these ships will excel and they'll do pretty good. So that's it for this one, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.